What's going on, you guys? It is your boy Businessman Cam, and I am back with yet another video. I'm at the gas station right now just filling up because I'm about to go out for a detail. It is about 9 a.m. I believe, and I'm about to go hit a full detail on a 2022 Hyundai Palisade I believe, or something like that. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 tips that will help you grow and start a successful detail business. These are all tips that I've kind of learned over the years. There's a lot of other tips that I wanted to give, but I just felt like these ones had the most substance, basically. So I picked these 5 in particular just because I figured they would help the most for someone that is starting their detailing business. That'll pretty much be the topic of today. Be sure to stay tuned all the way. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank you guys so much for the insane support on the first video back. Man, you guys killed it. Alright, so just arrived on the location for the day. Got a 2022 Hyundai Palisades, like I was telling you guys. So this is the current condition of the vehicle. I say it's gonna take me about 3.5 hours. I would say 3.5, maybe 4. But I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything taken out first, and then we'll kind of get into the point of this video. So, tip number 1 that I have for you guys is organization. Key to a successful business from the start to the finish is always organization. Being aware of your product. Off the beginning, obviously, you're not going to be very good at kind of pinpointing what product is gone and looking at it all the time to see when you need to refill, but just sort of at least have an idea to start off, so that way you know when you're going to need to refill products, and you kind of get an idea of how often you got to spend money on product. Understand how much money is coming in and out. I have an expense sheet, income versus expenses, a little spreadsheet which just shows how much money I get per day and then how much money I put out that day. So at the end of the week, I can calculate it and be like, okay, this is how much I made. If you're not calculating it and you're not making that much money, but you're spending a lot or whatever the case may be, you may have no idea that you're actually losing money in your business, or you're just not making enough money at all to survive as a business. So it's very, very imperative that you know how much money is going in and out of your business. All right, but I just finished up vacuuming. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the door panels now. So tip number 2 comes from finding customers, basically. So at the beginning of your detail business, you're gonna have trouble finding customers and getting the type of customers you want, getting the customers to pay your stuff. So obviously at first you're gonna have to accept, low paying customers, or you're gonna have to start low. Basically, this tip is just to be consistent with promoting yourself. At the very beginning, to start off, to get customers, you're gonna have to ask friends, ask family to detail their vehicles, and then slowly as you progress, you'll start to get calls. Try to spread out what you have, post on Instagram, post on Facebook, hand out cards. That's what I did in the very beginning, but be consistent with it. And then after a while, once you've kind of built up a little bit of a rapport of a little bit of customers, start trying to focus on one specific outcome. There's SEO, there's Google ads, there's Instagram ads, there's all of that. Me personally, the one that has worked best for me is Instagram ads, so that's the one I've stuck to. I've really pushed Instagram ads, and so far it's given me great success as far as getting customers for detailing. So try to find that one niche, stay consistent with posting and promoting yourself, because if you stop promoting yourself, and especially in the very beginning, it's not going to work out. Customers aren't just going to be flooding to you. So I just finished up the door panels. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the center console and the dash. tip number 3, basically just to be active on your socials. So kind of tags along the second tip. Just try to be as active as possible on your social media. In the very beginning, you're gonna need to post everything that you can. Post every single car that you do. At a point, once you get to a point, and I kind of recently reached this point to where I don't need to post every single car that I do. I still post every single car that I do on my story, but as far as like the actual post, I don't do. But in the very, very beginning, whenever I had any clients, whether it was my family members or my barber in the very beginning, I posted every single picture, every car. The more obviously that you post, the more eyes you have on your posts, which means, you know, it'll help with the algorithm, because, you know, the more eyes that the algorithm sees you getting, the more that it pushes more people to you. So in the very beginning, you're not going to be able to really afford to just post here and there, or if it's an older car and you don't want to post it for whatever reason, you want to look like you only do newer cars, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to have that luxury right away. So try to be as active and as consistent on social media as possible. So center console dash is done. Now that is done, I'm going to go ahead and hit all the plastic. So all the plastic pieces, the trim here, you know, the sides of the seats here, basically all of those pieces, I'm going to go ahead and hit those now. All right, so tip number 4 is to don't worry about what products or equipment you have at the very beginning. Everyone starts off somewhere. Some people have a big budget right when they start and they're able to get everything. I don't even recommend doing that necessarily, but if you're starting out, you have a low budget and you're worried about starting just because of that and you never start, just do it. Don't worry about the chemicals that you have. Don't worry about what equipment you have. Don't worry about all that or you'll never start. Don't worry about name brand stuff. Get what you can afford and make it work. Master the products, understand how they work, understand, you know, whatever you can afford, what you can use it on. Is it okay to use it on this? I've seen it mess up on this. All right, I won't use it on this. It's all trial and error. I remember in the very beginning, I didn't have a steamer. I didn't have a air compressor. I just had like a vacuum, I'm pretty sure. And it was very, very hard to get things out of carpets. For example, with the air compressor, it helps, you know, compress in between little things. I was taking the cards to my detail company and using that to slide in between little crevices and stuff to get stuff out in the very beginning. When I didn't have I have a drill brush. When I didn't have a drill brush to drill brush mats or seats or something like that, I used a handheld interior brush and would brush seats. I used to use just straight a strict boar hair leather brush. It was all just basic things, and basically I lived like a caveman. I didn't have all the technology and equipment to make things super quick and super easy. I started out with basically nothing and had to figure out ways to do stuff handheld or to get into crevices. I couldn't blow into crevices, right? My vacuum couldn't reach in certain places, so I had to get a little tiny, like a toothbrush basically, to scrub in between the corners. Do with what you got, and you know, if you just got a wash bucket and a vacuum, start building up your money, start buying products slowly, start buying, you know, whatever else slowly. So I just finished up the plastics. Basically all I got to do left is the seats. And tip number 5, it's pretty cliche, but the reason I picked this one just because there were so many other ones that I could have tied for 5 and so many other tips that I kind of wanted to give you guys that I just figured I put this one in there because it makes the most sense and it kind of ties everything together, what I've said. A lot of you guys that want to start a detailing business, and I may have even been like this in the beginning, are very hesitant. You're very hesitant, you're very nervous, you have a lot of questions, there's so many things you want to know. But the reality of it is though, is that you're not gonna know everything before you start. Guys, it takes hands-on experience to make mistakes and learn through trial and error. You're not gonna be able to watch every single YouTube video or every TikTok or whatever and know every single thing there is to know about detailing. One, detailing is a thing in itself. Detailing as a business is a whole nother beast. You know, there's so many things to take care of and so many things that you have to do that you really won't even be able to find out until you actually get the hands-on experience and are doing it yourself. So instead of waiting, saying, oh, I'll wait until this or wait until that to start the detailing, just start today. The quicker you start, you'll be able to learn, you'll make your mistakes, you'll be able to fix them, and you'll be on your way. The longer you wait, the more you're just gonna have more questions and be overthinking and thinking about too many things, and you'll never end up starting. So just start today. The wash is basically done, but real quick, the weather is interesting today. It was supposed to be like 85 degrees today where I'm at, and I was surprised with cloudiness. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's cloudy everywhere, which I'm super happy about. I don't know if it's like monsoon weather over here or what, but it's been pretty hot, and I heard they were supposed to be monsooning over here. So I don't know if it's gonna rain soon or what. I guess I gotta check the forecast, but I just wanted to show you guys that because I thought that was pretty nice. It's been insanely hot, like insanely hot. And I was surprised by this, thinking I was gonna be sweating my butt off today, which I still am, just not as much as if I was in direct sunlight. It's so rare that we have clouds being like covering enough to cover the sun the whole time, especially in Southern California. It's usually just complete sun, heat, just craziness. So just finished up the vehicle and left the customer's house. You guys probably just saw the B-roll of what the vehicle looked like afterwards. The customer had actually come out a couple minutes before I was even done, so I didn't feel, comfortable doing vlogging in front of them to explain anything or showing you guys anything. So I just recorded some B-roll real quick, and then I figured I'll just record this at the very end for the outro. But yeah, ended up making a 275 today. It took me about 4.5 hours. It took me a while just because that was the first time in a while that I've done a whole vehicle that size by myself. I've had help for the past couple of months now, and so I've gotten kind of used to that. Anyways, I'm on my way home now. Gonna go take care of some stuff, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Hopefully you guys took something from it, took something from the tips that I gave. These are all my personal experiences, my personal tips, so it's not like, it's not like these are the 5 tips to 1000% be successful no matter what. This is just from my experience. Everyone's gonna have different tips. Everyone's gonna have their own, things that they think are better or whatever. But this is, like I said, just my experience. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy. Comment any video ideas you guys want to see for the future. I appreciate you guys so much for you guys' support. You guys killed the last video, and I couldn't thank you guys enough. But like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!